Hello, I welcome you all in this presentation related to the subject principles of industrial engineering. In the previous presentation, we have talked about the various factors that we should consider for selection of the site. Now, in this presentation, we will be talking about the different methods which can be used for selection of a site in light of the factors which should be considered. So, there are 4-5 methods which are normally used for choosing a site for locating a plant, and these methods are like methods for selection of site for locating a plant. The first method, which is very simple and very commonly used, is the factor rating method. Second method is the point rating method. Third is the break even analysis. Break even analysis method. Fourth is the center of the gravity method. This is called CG method, center of the gravity method. There is one more method like load distance method or model for selection of the site, and there is one qualitative method that is called Delphi method. So, these are 5-6 methods about which we will be talking in this presentation. Basically, we will try to talk about 2 or 3 methods, and each approach used in each method is a little bit different, and so as per the suitability and the case and the kind of the organization or the plant for which a site is to be selected, the suitable method can be used for selection of a plant location. So, as far as the factor rating method is concerned, factor rating method. So, factor rating method means there are various factors that we have to consider for selection of a site for a particular type of plant. So, what are the important? So, as per the type of the plant for which we are looking for a site, the important factors are identified. So, the first step here is what are the various important factors that we should consider, factors to be considered or factors that matter for location of a site for a particular type of plant. So, factors to be considered for selection of site for a particular type of plant, those are to be identified. So, we prepare a list of the factors. Thereafter, all these factors like the kind of the market where it is located, the kind of the raw material which is to be used and its availability, market, raw material, then there is a kind of the transport facility that is being looked, that the importance of the transport facility, then there is the kind of the labor which is needed, the kind of the laws and state taxation policy which is there, the kind of the water and the waste disposal policy which is there, waste disposal policy is there, and the kind of climate conditions. So, these are the various factors. There can be other factors also. So, but all these factors may not be equally important for all the sites as well as for all types of the plants. So, after identifying the important factors to be considered for selection of site for a particular type of organization, we have to give the rating. So, each factor rating is given to each of factors. So, rating of each factor with respect to the importance of that factor for a particular type of organization for which we are coming up. Like market may not be that, location of the market may not be important, but availability of raw material is very important, or likewise transport may not be important, but availability of skilled labor is important. So, the different sites may not be equally good in terms of the proximity to the market or availability of raw material, transport, labor, taxation policy, water and availability and its water waste disposal, and then climate conditions, etc. So, but anyway, if the factor matters in little bit, then that has to be listed, and thereafter listing it, it has to be rated. So, rating of each factor with respect to the importance for this particular kind of organization for which we are looking at the site. So, this rating with respect to the rating each factor with respect to the requirement for requirement or importance for the organization for which we are looking for site. And this rating is given in a scale of 1 to 5, which means if the proximity to the market is very high, then the rating factor for the market will be 5, and if the proximity to the market is not that important, then it will be rated as 1. And after giving the rating to each of the factors, what we do, then we give the rating to each site, each potential site which is being considered. So, each site or we can say potential site which is being considered for selection, potential site for selection is again rated for each of these factors, and that is done in a scale of 1 to 10. So, basically we get the two ratings, one rating of each factor with regard to its importance for a particular organization, and the second is a rating of the particular site with regard to the suitability of the various factors for that particular site. And once these two ratings are available, we try to identify the product of the two ratings that we have identified, like rating of factor multiplied by rating of that particular factor for a particular location, rating of location for that particular factor. Product of these two is identified, and then sum of all these factors, sum of all these factors for each of the site is determined. The site which offers the maximum weightage, that is chosen for locating the plant, which will be representing the cumulative effect of all these factors and the importance that we have given to the various factors and to the different sites, that will be reflecting in such kind of the cumulative rating. So, now with an example we will see, like for locating in industry, say milk processing industry is to be located. So, the site will be considered. They need to see where the market is located. Market is one factor. So, it is always required that such kind of the industry is located close to the large population. So, proximity to the market is important. So, market is say one factor. So, and then we will be having the like say rating of factor, rating of factor, and then here we will have the rating of the site for this factor. Okay. So, rating of the site for each of the factor, rating of site A with respect to the market, then rating of site B for the same factor. Then rating of the site C for the same factor. So, likewise we will be having the with respect to the market, the each site will be rated in a scale of 1 to 10, and the each factor will be rated in a scale of 1 to 5. So, so here we will write simply like this is the factor. So, here the first factor is say market, right. Then we will have to see the kind of the raw material, where from milk will be coming, raw material. Then we'll have to see that how about the labor or the manpower who will be working in the organization for the different sites. The different the access to the raw material may be different, access to the labors may be different for each of the site. And then we may have, like for running the system we may require power, and then likewise we may have other factors like taxation or the availability of the water, etc. So, now each of these factors will be rated in a scale of 1 to 5. Say proximity to the market is important, so we will be rated say 5. Raw material, the milk will be coming from the nearby villages, so close to the market is not that important, but if it is located close to the market, then it may not be rated high. So, say importance is given 3. Because it will be coming from the different sources. Then labor is say rated 2 because easy access to the workers, and the power availability is it is crucial for smooth functioning of the organization, say rated 4. So, wherever the plant is located, we have to rate the importance of these factors with regard to the significance of these factors for that particular type of plant. So, taxation say may not be that crucial, because for such kind of the product like say milk, most of the governments give subsidies and the relaxations. So, like availability of the water, say it's easily available, will be rated less, not that important, right. Now, each of these sites will be rated in a scale of 1 to 10. So, site A with respect to the mark. Now, these are the these factors are these ratings are reflecting the importance of the different factors. Now, the each site, how good a particular site is with respect to these factors, that is what will be rated. So, say a site is very good with respect to the market, is very closely it is closely located to the market. So, it will be rated like say 8. The raw material access is not that easy, so it will be rated low like say 3. Then labor is available reasonably, availability of labor is reasonable, so say rated 5. Power availability is good, so it will be rated 7. Taxation is high, so it is like undesirable thing, so it will be rated low. Water availability is limited, so it will also be rated low. So, likewise now we will have the different other sites also. So, each of the sites has to be now rated with respect to these factors, say this. So, now like say the site B is rated 7, 6, 4, 8, 2, 3, and likewise the site C is rated 4, 6, 7, 8, 2, and likewise say 2 and 3. Now, what we have to do is we have to do the product of each of these factors with the rating product of the rating of the factor and the rating of that site. So, 8 into 5 into 8, 40, 5 into 7, say 35, and 5 into 4, say 20. Okay, then 3 into 3 9, 3 into 6 18, now 3 into 7 21, 2 into 5 10, 2 into 4 8, and 2 into 8 16. Now like say another factor like 4 into 7 28, 4 into 8 32, and 4 into 2 8. Now let us assume this all these factors are also there, say let us say we strike off at this moment. Now what we will do, say consideration is there now for only 4 factors. So what we will do, we will just make a sum of all these factors. So 4 into 9 49, 4 plus 40 plus 9 49 plus 10 60 59 and plus 28. So it will be like 70 87 0 8 not 17 87. Now likewise we will make sum of these also, 32 plus 18 50 58 and then 35 93, and likewise we will make sum of this 24 45 and 65. So if we consider just 4 factors here, market for these 3 different sites, then what you get, market, raw material, labor and power. Then the cumulative effect of all these factors on cumulative rating of all these factors for these 3 different sites coming out 87 for site A, 93 for site B and 65 for site C. So here the, considering the market, raw material, labor and power, the site B comes out to be the most effective. So out of 3, considering the market, raw material, labor and power, the site B will be an attractive choice, and we may think of choosing this site. So basically what we have to consider, the methods are simple: develop a list of the factors that matter for a particular type of the plant, and then give the rating to each of the factors with respect to the kind of importance of these factors for that particular plant, but that particular type of the plant, and then rate the different sites, and then the rating of the site and the rating of the factor, the product of these two is obtained, and then sum of all these products for each of the sites for different factors is obtained to see really which site will be attractive. In this case what we have seen, the rating factor which we were multiplying, that was fixed, like based on the importance of a particular factor for a particular type of organization, say we have identified with respect to the market or labor or power, we have identified some importance factor like say 4 or 3 or 2. Now this factor is a rating factor is multiplied with the rating factor for each of the site A, B, C, each of the sites. So here rating is given for the suitability of market, labor or power for each of the site, but the same factor is multiplied to the site A, then same factor is multiplied to the site B, and then same factor is multiplied to the site, the factor rating being given to the site C with respect to the market or labor or power. In this case, the multiplying rating factor is common for all these site ratings. The point here is that the importance of ratings for each of the site may not be the same. Site A, importance of the market for site A may be different for the market B and C. Likewise, importance of the labor for site A may be different from site B and site C. Similarly, uh, importance of the power factor rating may not be equally important for B and C. So, if it may be power rating may be very important for site A, but it may not be important for B and C. So, the point here is that multiplication of the common rating factor to the rating of the sites is not a very justified way, because in this way we are giving the equal importance to the different factors for the different sites, which may not be the true case. The different importance of the different factors at different sites may be different, and that to deal with this situation, to come out effectively with this situation, or this kind of the deficiency is effectively taken care of by another method, that is called point rating. So, in case of the point rating factor, basically the point rating factor, in this case again we prepare the list of factors important in selection of site. In any case, that has to be developed. Then we identify what is the maximum weightage which can be given to a particular factor. Beyond that, weightage of that factor may not be important. So, like say here we have factor which are being considered, like say market demand, where market is located, then labor, then material, raw material, then power, then taxation, then water, or any other factor likewise. Because all these factors at the end will be affecting the total cost or smooth running of the organization. So, now what we do, basically we give these are the factors that are important for us, that for which we have developed a list of the factors important for a selection of the site. Then we give the maximum, we identify the maximum points or the marks which can be given to a particular site. Say depending upon the type of organization, the type of product which is being made, type of service which will be offered, we try to give the importance in terms of the maximum points that can be allocated to a particular factor based on the importance. That is what is. If the market is extremely important, maybe we will give like say 800 is the maximum point, labor 500, material availability 400, power availability is very crucial for a smooth functioning, say 600, taxation say 300, water availability 200. So, we identify the maximum points which can be given. So, this again the based on the relative importance. Now, we have the complete freedom to rate each of the site on this maximum scale, like say A, B, C. 3 sites are the potential sites for choosing as a possible location where plant can be installed or developed or located. So, what we will be doing, the site A will be rated in terms of the market, and we have the complete freedom to give any marks or any number of the points starting from like say 1 to 800. So, if the site A is very good, then it will be rated say 750. If the site B is moderate with respect to the market, then say it is rated 400. then site C will be rated if it is very poor with respect to the proximity to the market, then it will be rated say 150. Likewise, the labor factor for site A will be rated say if it is very attractive, then it will be rated 400. Say it is rated 200, this is rated 300. Material availability, as per the ease of availability of the material in terms of the cost, the each of the site will be rated maximum in the scale of 1 to 400, and you can give any points to the site A or B maximum up to the 400. So, say it is rated 350, 100 if it is not that good, and 200. The power availability is very good, say for site A, then it will be rated say 500, and moderate, then it will be rated like say 400 for site B, and availability is very problematic for C, then it will be rated as like say 300. Taxation is a very adverse point. Taxation is high, say for site A, then it will be rated poorly 50, and the taxation is moderate, then it will be rated say 200, and if the taxation is very attractive, maybe like no taxation kind of situation, then it will be rated 300 out of 300. Availability of the water is a problem, then 50 like moderate. If it is very good, then 200 out of 200, and the water availability is not there, then again, or it is very limited, then maybe say rated 150. Now, what we have done, we have given the maximum marks which can be allotted to a particular factor, and then different factors are rated in that scale. Here we have complete freedom to give any points or marks. Now, all these sites will try to obtain sum of all these points or marks for each of these sites. So, 750 plus 800, 1200, or like say 1000, 1400, 1800, and 2450, 2450. Then 4, 6, 7, 7 and 8, 1500. Sum is 1500, and here 150, 150, 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1400. So, 300, 600, 800, 20, 1100 and 1400. So, sum of all these points is 1400. So, if we see considering the all sum of all these points, while considering all these points, all these factors rated for the different sites, and what we can see that sum of all these factors is maximum for site A. So, which suggests that site A is attractive with respect to all these points, and we can locate now the plant at the site A accordingly. I will conclude this presentation now. In this presentation, basically I have talked about the two methods which can be used for selection of the sites. These two methods were like factor rating method and the point rating method. Point rating method gives us more freedom to consider, to give the relative importance to the various factors for selection of the site. Thank you for your attention.